NFC North is heating up again, and Detroit's fan base is burning with that old familiar fire, hoping, demanding, stressing, because this season feels like another denied shot at glory. The ghosts of Barry Sanders' electric runs, Calvin's, Johnson's dominant catches, and the crushing 0-16 collapse are never far from the sidelines. After going 15-2 last year and crashing out to the Commanders in heartbreak fashion, Lions fans can't shake the feeling that the defense's missing piece still haunts their playoff dreams. Every offseason, the talk circles back to one question. Where is that edge rusher who can finally close the deal? The Packers are getting stronger, the Vikings aren't backing down, and Chicago is quietly building a nastier defense. If Detroit's front office pauses now, it risks watching the division slip further away, just like the playoff victories that have eluded this city for decades. Detroit's grinded-out culture, the roar of Ford Field on game day, the relentless tailgate camaraderie, it all demands progress, not patience, not rebuilding by proxy. The last thing Lions Nation needs is another season of almost but not quite, while Kenny Pickett-level contract gambles or splash moves turn the payroll into a noose that chokes future flexibility. Detroit's blueprint with Dan Campbell. And Ben Johnson isn't about throwing cash at marquee names and hoping it sticks. It's about building a relentless, balanced defense that suffocates offenses and a disciplined offense that capitalizes on every drive. The question right now, does the Lions front office trust that system, or are they succumbing to the pressure of the hunt for that one superstar edge rusher everyone thinks will fix the entire defense overnight? This is Lions News Fan Report, bringing you the heartbeat of Detroit football, the ups, the downs, and every bone-deep emotion in between. If you bleed Honolulu blue and crave the sound of thunder rolling through Ford Field, then hit that subscribe button now and stand tall with us, because no one will fight harder than the Motor City, and nobody understands what it means to bleed Lions blue better than we do. Now, let's talk about that big, swirling storm hitting the NFC North headlines this week. The trade buzz involving none other than Micah Parsons ***. Yes, the edge-wrecking, sideline-to-sideline terror whose name alone has NFL GMs scrambling and fan bases salivating. The very player who many believed Detroit should have pulled the trigger on long ago. The very disruptor Green Bay just acquired in a blockbuster move that's got Lions fans shaking their heads and asking why Detroit hesitated. But here's the cold truth that's hard to swallow. This sort of deal feels like a Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn era move. If you've been around Lions fandom long enough, you know the kind of gamble that was. Flashy, headline-grabbing, a contract that would bleed the fact book dry, and chemistry risks that tore the locker room apart. Would adding Parsons now have guaranteed a Super Bowl? Absolutely not. In fact, it might have triggered the familiar downward spiral, sacrificing depth, patience, and sustained culture building for a quick fix that backfires. Remember those devastating endings under Patricia's watch? The snap of the fingers that erased progress, star players walking away, cap space wasted on oversized contracts while the team rebuilt from scratch yet again. Parsons, while a madden dream on the field, is a financial and strategic bomb waiting to explode for a team trying to manage the salary cap and maintain the pillars of its defense. This isn't about liking or disliking Parsons as a player. It's about the broader implications on a front office strategy committed to long-term success over snap decisions. The Lions' defense is legitimately elite. Last season, even after the catastrophic loss of Aiden Hutchinson, Detroit's defensive DVOA ranked second in Week 12. That's not a fluke, and it's not small talk. It's rock-solid proof of a system that works. Players like Marcus Davenport are healthy and performing like Pro Bowlers for the first time. The linebacker group is arguably the best in the NFL. That's not guesswork, that's fact. And the secondary? Deeper and stronger than it's been in years. So, yes, the Lions could add an edge rusher or two, sure, but not by mortgaging everything for one splash that looks good in highlight reels but hurts the roster's balance and future. Think about it. The Packers snatched Parsons. Detroit didn't. It's easy to call that a miss or a lack of ambition, but it's more complicated than that. Parsons' contract alone makes the move borderline impossible without gutting depth and future growth. And the Lions don't need to do what the Packers are doing to be competitive. They need smart, sustainable moves that keep Dan Campbell's culture intact and Ben Johnson's defense humming as a unit. The ripple effect in the NFC North? Packers just sent a message of all in now, which could backfire financially and competitively down the line. Vikings and Bears will watch every move Detroit makes through that lens, but the Lions have a chance to rewrite their story, avoid the crash and burn of past desperation trades, focus on building from the inside out, and prove once and for all that sustainable Lion pride beats boom or bust bandwagon moves. We know the sting of fallen heroes, Barry leaving on his terms, Calvin gone too soon, the empty seats after the 0-16 nightmare, and the playoff heartbreak last season. Detroit hasn't forgotten those lessons. One player won't rewrite that history this year. No cheat codes, no shortcuts, just hard work, tactical discipline, and the quiet roar of a city ready to rise. So, Lions fans, how do you see this Micah Parsons saga shaping the future of Detroit football? Is this a missed opportunity or a narrow dodge of disaster? Drop your takes. Because the NFC North war is just starting, and in Detroit, the fight never ends. And remember, in this town, every trade rumor is more than just a name. It's a potential turning point, a chance to finally rewrite decades of near misses. But only if it's done right. We'll be watching. Will the Lions chase the Parsons dream or stay steady on the grind? The stakes could not be higher. No matter what, stay ready, stay loud, and keep the blue burning. The Detroit Lions aren't done yet. This report, it's just speculation. But in Detroit, every rumor carries the weight of a city's hopes. Keep it locked here for the real deal as it unfolds. What if this isn't the end of the shock, but just the start of something bigger? The Lions' front office stands at a crossroad so sharp it could carve a new path or deepen the wounds of missed opportunity. Could another bold move be lurking? In the shadows, rival teams in the NFC North are watching Detroit's hesitation like hawks, sensing weakness, sniffing for cracks in their armor. Imagine if, amidst the sludge of the league's rumor mill, Detroit's management considers a move that could either ignite an offensive revolution or blow up the foundation they've been painstakingly building. What if the chatter about folding some of the cap space, already strained, into an elite edge rusher should have been a no-brainer? And what if the Lions, notorious for their patient, disciplined growth under Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson, are now caught in a game of high stakes? Do they risk everything for a quick fix, or trust the blueprint that's gotten them this far? The questions pile up as the clock ticks. Reports say that the Lions are weighing their options, but the real danger isn't just a single transaction, it's the ripple effect that could send shockwaves through Detroit and beyond. A trade for a superstar could flip the entire NFC North. Narrative forcing the Packers to respond, possibly overspending in an all-in gambit that could backfire, while the Vikings and Bears watch like hawks, waiting to pounce on any sign of weakness. The defense's impressive second-half surge last season, second in DVOA at Week 12, proved the Lions don't just rely on stars. They've built a machine that grinds opponents into the turf. But here's the brutal truth. A bold, high variance move could fracture that identity faster than you can say cap casualty. And let's face it, Detroit isn't known for chasing flashy headlines. They're about grit, blue-collar resilience, building from within. Yet insiders whisper that the front office is feeling the heat, that whispers of either go all in or stay the course are growing louder. If they pull the trigger, it could mean tearing apart the depth, the very backbone of their roster, as cap implications loom large, with Parsons' contract alone demanding a sacrifice that might force the Lions into a corner. Still, the allure of that edge rusher, of having Parsons, a sideline-to-sideline wrecking machine, would transform Detroit's defense into an unbreakable fortress. But the question remains, at what cost? Would it usher in a new era of dominance, or open the floodgates for a collapse similar to the Patricia era's reckless splashes? The NFC North is no longer just a boxing ring, it's a chess match, and Detroit's current playbook might need rewriting faster than we realize. What if the team's patience is finally running out? What if this is the move that separates a playoff team from a rebuild encore? And as the deadline looms, visions of a potential Lions dynasty flicker or fade. Only time will tell if they're willing to gamble everything for one outrageously talented name, or stick to a carefully crafted, disciplined approach that's already given them so much. I've seen heartbreaks, I've seen legends leave, and if history has shown us anything, it's that Detroit doesn't get second chances. Once you blink, that window closes. So, this is where it all hangs in balance. A decision could be made that either propels Detroit to heights unseen or drags them into familiar chaos. Because in the Motor City, we don't shy from the fight. We chase greatness, even if it's shadowed by doubt. Players, coaches, fans, everyone's eyes are glued on it. But will they pull the trigger or hold tight and trust the system? Because that's the line in the sand, and only time will reveal which side they choose. And if they gamble now, we could be watching the rise of a new dynasty or the death of a blueprint that's finally grown into something real. These are the stakes. Don't blink or this could all be gone before next season even starts. Time's running out, and Detroit's future is about to be written in blue and silver. What's it going to be? Because the clock's ticking and the Lions are making their move, are you ready for what's next? As a die-hard Lions fan, I'm telling you, this team has bled, fought, and clawed for everything it's got, and I'm sick of watching us dance on the edge of greatness without stepping over. Parsons? Yeah, he's a game changer, no doubt. But at what cost? We're not just one star away. We've spent decades building a culture of grit and resilience. I swear, if Detroit throws everything into a quick fix, it's like rushing into the auto factory without a blueprint. Sure, it looks shiny now, but we all know how that ends. I want to see smart moves, not desperation, because our history shows that overreach almost always bites us in the ass. We've got the talent, the system, and the heart. Just don't let greed or fear pull us away from what truly matters, building, not chasing shadows. We need to keep the core, stay disciplined, and trust the grind that got us here. Because if we blow it all up now, for one splashy move, we'll just be staring at another rebuild, and I've had enough of that nightmare.